Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to vlog number 47. So I started talking about some ear training ideas. Wanted to expand a little bit about that. So I mean, again, everything is connected to the center. Again, we're trying to hear things in relation to the tonic, to the home base. So if again we're in C major, I would really try to hear that C as an anchor point at all times. So when you're figuring out melodies, you really hear and feel the center of the key. So again, singing simple ideas. First of all, making sure that we can hear C major and sing it. So you would literally you can hold a C and be like like a kind of like a drawn or something. Then do like do. Just hearing that so la te do, and then you can do it without the piano in the sense of just trying to sing it really slowly, just making sure you're hearing the basic relationship, and then try to do very simple melodic ideas. So you can do like, and then just sing it back to yourself, like very simple. Again, those cells of simple melodic ideas are everywhere, right? So if you hear just a pop song or any jazz thing, I mean, these ideas repeating themselves all the time. So again, being familiar with simple fragments is very helpful. So do do re mi la do, right? Even that. So understanding, okay, this is 1 2 3 2 1, cool, okay, and then just sing it in different keys and different rhythms, even just to make sure you're really hearing that relationship. And when someone will play that, if you're transcribing that or just like in a live situation, you can understand what they're doing and you can respond to it faster. And again, the melodic fragments would be different, right? So do si la do si la do. Okay, that's a simple fragment that's again all the time is happening in music, because it's like basically kind of like 1 5 or some sort of 5, some sort of dominant 1, right? It's that basic relationship. So that will happen a lot of times. So again, there are a lot of melodic fragments, and what I would do is again, I studied that with a teacher that basically gave me melodic dictations that contain these information, these simple cells, and I would just take the cells, or I would just take the whole dictation usually and then sing it through the keys, right? So you can take, again, like I was saying before, you can just take just that much of the melody, and then be like, okay, let me do that in a different key, right? So okay, cool. And then what you can do is, instead of just playing it, you can be like, okay, I'm in C, and again, the intellectual understanding of that is also important. Being like, okay, this is 1 1 7 5 6 7 1, right? And then you're doing this connection between your intellectual understanding of what's happening, your fingers and your ears, and again, they're all pushing each other. So let's say you can't play the melody right at all on the piano or keyboard or guitar, so you can really just break it down and understand what's going on. Then play the melody and be like, okay, what was going on? So what numbers happened? What's the relationship? Then let me do that. Let me just sing it a few times. Do, no, so on and so forth. And then do the same thing in a different key and saying to yourself the same, understanding the relationship and playing it. And then again, doing it in all 12 keys and finding it on the keyboard, making those kinesthetic, those muscle memory connections with your ears, your fingers, and all of that. And eventually, I mean, you'll hear it. I promise you that if you're gonna play Somewhere Over the Rainbow for 10 or 15 minutes a day, after a week of playing it through the keys with the chords, basic chords, you can really do like, you can go really simple. And if you're not sure about the chords, you can try to find something that you think that works, and then you can check out you know, online, or you can ask your friends or someone that has more experiences, does that sound right to you? Or you know, you can take a lesson as well from someone, whatever, a theory, or like you know, someone in your school, or whatever it is that has more knowledge about these things. But again, the idea is just exploring and understanding, you know, what's the target and how to go about it. And I would say, again, taking really simple ideas and taking something as simple as that, just C major diatonic melody, and singing it and figuring it out through the keys. And again, you can do the same thing with right, I mean, this is already more chromatic because there are more changes, but you can do that and play through the keys, or you know, whatever it is, even just that fragment, and being like, okay, let me see, different key. You know, it's the same relationships. So yeah, okay, maybe it's been a minute since I played, you know, Uprivat in C, but I can understand the basic relationship, so I can shift the keys hopefully quickly. And again, I practice these things, or you know, this melody specifically, or different melodies, you know, through keys, and trying to understand. So whenever I'll be tackled with something new, I'll have more things to reference. So it's just a process. So again, if about today, I would say sing, you know, C major. Make sure you're doing like with an anchor point, so you can really hear the tonic all the time. You can do it with guitar or piano, doesn't matter. And then sing the scale, and then you can do it vice versa, just holding C and like do, like hearing the tension and release the relationships, and then playing simple melodies, right? Singing them, repeating them, because again, there is control. You know, you need to gain some control over your muscles, of your, you know, throat muscles, so you can sing something as accurate as possible. And this also takes time. You know, you need to kind of warm up sometimes. I mean, for some people it's easier, for some people it's harder. But the idea is like that you can respond to something, you know, quickly, relatively, and it's again something that you can practice and work on. So I would say playing simple melodies, sing them, understanding theoretically what's going on, shifting them through the keys, you know, taking holiday song like Happy Birthday, I mean, that's not a holiday song, but there's like specific songs that are connected to holidays that are just very simple, or like songs like that you really know well, trying to play it on the piano, playing it through the keys, writing them down, you know, doing these simple tasks really help, it's really helpful, I think. Again, there are tons of exercises. I think in regards to intervals and stuff like that, I mean, just think about it as what we're trying to do with chords and intervals and all of these things is basically tagging the color. So you basically are playing the game of tag, right? In a sense of like, I want to know, it's not really know, it's like you hear this, I mean, and you just need to call it by its name, right? It's like seeing a color and be like, oh, this is, you know, this is blue, or this is red, or whatever it is. But seeing that thing and tagging it with a name, right? So, oh, okay, cool. So this, you call this, you know, minor third and the major third. Yes, understanding, you know, seeing it again, feeling it, like having that muscle memory, so you can play it, you know, whenever you want. You can play from whatever starting point again, if it's guitar or piano or something, so you can really see it and feel it and be like, oh, okay. And then like sing it from bottom to top, or from top to bottom, different things. Again, singing, comparing intervals, saying, okay, what does this sound compare to this sound? Okay, cool. So now I would record, like, you know, I might be dealing with like 4 intervals. Let's say I just want to work on major third, major second, and minor second. And again, each one of them has a specific sound, but I just want to work on these 4, you know, to kind of feel comfortable with these. And I can do the same process with chords, right? Even just with major and minor, no inversion even. I can just say, I'm not sure, okay, no problem. I can make sure that I hear this relationship. It could be anything. Just making sure you really hear it. Again, playing it is very helpful. and then I would record the intervals, those 4 intervals or those 2 chords, and I would record like, let's say 40 or 50, 5-second tracks on my phone or whatever it is, and then I would write like number 1 major 2nd, number 2, and then I would record it, and then I would have like a different page that I would just write the whole thing down, and I would record a lot of them, like 40 or 50 or even more, 100, because if you record less, you would remember, oh, this was that, and I mean, like, you could like say, oh, I'm just working on, minor 7 or like 7 chords or something, no inversion. So the same thing, I would just like record those colors that I'm dealing with, and it could be just 2 colors, it could be minor 7 and major 7, and then, okay, just record 60, little tracks and listen, write it down, okay, this is that, and then you see where you're making mistakes, why, maybe you can understand as well. Going back to the intervals, so again, differentiating between 2 things or 4 things and being quick with it. So, okay, when I was recording, I used to be like doing just 1, and then I used to do like 2, then 3, and then 4, in the sense of like I would record 1 interval that was number 1, and then I would record this interval that was number 2, that would be number 3, assuming we have all the intervals, or again, you can do the simple like 4 interval thing that is like kind of more condensed in 1 color. And then I would record 2 or 3 in sequence, so it's kind of messing you up a little bit. And then just you have less time to, listen to the color, but then again, I would do that after I'll be feeling comfortable. So you can spend a few weeks or months or whatever it is on recognizing the simple interval. And that, again, this thing is valid for everything, right? You can do the same thing with all the inversions, so I would do the same thing, or with fourths, like different combination of fourths or fifths. It's a bit hard on this little keyboard, but just basically trying to tag as much as I can the colors, so I can recognize them, calling in a name, and then when I'm playing, I'll be more sensitive. I think the whole thing is in order for us to be more sensitive and to respond to the colors, not just like, oh, what the fuck? More like, oh, okay, cool, I got this. And again, I just said it like a few times, but it's a process, and the idea is to try and zoom in and dive into the sounds and try to get into that mode. It's like you're trying to figure out, you're really trying to listen and hear the difference, and not like being like, oh, I got this, being like really tentative and just like in the moment, again, with whatever it is that you're doing. Now we're doing intervals, or now we're doing chords, or now we're doing, again, taking 1 page of solfege and singing that accurately, understanding how the melody works, maybe what are the chords behind the melody. We'll talk about it more as well. I'll try to bring more exercises if you guys are digging this. Yeah, I'm curious to hear from you, like if you're working on that stuff or you worked on that, and how did you go about it, and if this is helpful as well. Cool. Thanks.